Welcome back to the third week of the 4 weeks of Fright at the DHS Film Labs podcast. This week we'll be doing our top 10 psychological horror thriller movies. You can go ahead with your number 10.
My number 10 is Immaculate. It's a recent movie with Sydney Sweeney.
That was good.
That movie was really cool. I love religious horror. I love the part where she's at the end and it's just her screaming.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I love that part so much. When she's
scene.
crawling out.
It's crazy. No, that lasts 15 minutes. It's just insane.
Yeah.
My number 10, we got The Virgin Suicides by Sofia Coppola, which it's not really horror, but it's more just a psychological movie. We got Kirsten Dunst and Josh Hartnett. This movie, I don't really know how to explain it, but it just, you have to watch it to really understand what's going on. But it's pretty much this group of girls who are controlled by their parents, and some crazy things happen. And that's all I gotta say. You gotta watch it to really understand it.
My number 10 is The Babadook. It's about her depression, displayed as a monster, and how it affects her as a single mom and with her kid. And at the end of the movie, I really like the end because they end up kind of keeping it in a small space, and it's kind of portraying that you kind of push back those problems.
My number 10 is May December.
Nice.
This came out last year. There's a lot of controversy as to what genre it really is. I think it is a psychological thriller, but it is so much fun just to see Natalie Portman and Julianne Moore just act like these deranged soccer moms, pretty much just bickering back and forth and being passive aggressive. And it's just such an interesting movie about how unnatural and less human we become when we try to act as if everything is natural.
I don't think we have enough hot dogs.
And the story behind that movie is actually insane.
I didn't know it was a real story.
Oh yes,
That's
it
the
is.
thing.
Oh yes, it is a real story, and it is crazy.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
It's an amazing movie.
Incredible.
Yes.
My number 9 is Donnie Darko, or isn't that what it's called?
Yes, Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko. I watched that movie when I was kind of little. I don't know, but my dad showed me it, and I always just loved the bunny.
He's scary.
Yeah, it was cool. Though.
I know, it is cool. I love Jake Gyllenhaal. So
Stupid man suit. I love that scene so much.
Does
so
the bunny's
cool.
mouth move at all?
It does? I thought it was
No, it doesn't.
yeah, it's a mask.
Yeah.
it's a mask.
Why are you wearing that stupid bunny suit?
Why are you wearing that stupid man suit?
That movie did not make my list. If I would have made this list last year, it would have. I haven't really been in a Donnie Darko mood this Halloween season for some reason, unfortunately. Anyways, my number 9 is The Sixth Sense by M. Night, which, just like my number, I think that Virgin Suicides is the only good Sofia Coppola movie. And I think that The Sixth Sense is one of 2 good M. Night movies. We talked about this movie last episode, and we can't spoil it because it's literally one of the biggest, holy moly moments, plot twist of all time. So I'm not going to get too much into it, but Bruce Willis is amazing in this movie. So
I see dead people.
In your dreams?
My number 9 is Midsommar. I think it's really hard to make a horror movie in the daylight. It's so hard to make it spooky because, nothing's scary about the sun being outside, being always a garden and a flowers. It's so hard to do that. And I think they did amazing. I think they did great. And I don't know, I love watching all the emotions play out, and I love watching how she goes through everything and how she reacts to it and how the people around her react to it.
A24 is just amazing.
I love A24.
They do good for everything. It's so great.
At my number 9 is Memento. This is my favorite Christopher Nolan film, personally. It's just the one that I could get behind the most. And it's a very complicated movie, but it's him doing something very simple and really like entertaining from start to finish. I guess more of a grounded story compared to something as like big and true as Oppenheimer or as something as insane as The Dark Knight. But it's really, I don't know how to talk about it.
Just
really.
just like The Sixth Sense, you can't really go into it
Yeah.
without like
He's
like telling the whole story
Yeah.
start to finish.
But Guy Pearce is good at pretending like he doesn't know where he's going, and that's all I have to say.
Facts.
I've told you this before, haven't I?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to mess with you, but it's so weird. You don't remember me at all.
No.
Number 8 is Lamb, A24 film, about these like sheep herders or something, and they have like a barn, and then one of the lambs give birth to this lamb baby, or like a human
What?
well, like, yeah,
A
lamb
human
baby.
lamb
Lamb baby.
A
baby?
I've heard
human
of that,
lamb
yeah.
baby.
I've never seen that.
And they like raise it, but it has the Baphomet as its like father.
Yeah.
And then the ending was so cool.
What the heck?
I love that movie.
This sounds very A24.
Yeah.
Evil lamb baby.
And
Evil
then they
lamb
walk up
babies?
the hill together with the Baphomet
Yeah.
and the lamb baby.
What the heck? I've never seen that. I've never even heard of that. What the heck? That sounds crazy. Okay. So, my number 8 is Get Out, filmed in Fairhope,
Yes.
Alabama.
I forgot about.
Oh,
I
yes.
forgot it was filmed in Fairhope.
Yes, it is filmed in Fairhope. You can go see the house, Luke.
I went recently. Me and my mom were in Fairhope, and I was like, they told us in film club that
Yes.
they filmed it in Fairhope.
Did you went and saw the house?
Yeah.
Nice. It's crazy. It's awesome. Oh yeah. Directed by Jordan Peele. I love how they light this movie. I think that's my favorite thing about this movie is how it's lit. God, I'm realizing now psychological movies is just so hard to go into without like spoiling the whole movie, like with everything.
If I may not be cringe, it is a lit movie.
Yes,
It's very
It's
lit.
very lit.
Sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
My number 8 is Mother. So basically, this woman and her husband, they live on the countryside, kind of secluded and isolated, and this family, they move in with them, and the husband's like really he's really friendly to them, and the wife's like, why are we letting these people in our home, right? And it's crazy, like why at the end where the husband's so nice and the wife has to find out.
My number 8 is Zodiac.
Ooh.
Outside of The Social Network, I think this is the only other David Fincher that I've gotten into. Just like,
Well, Fight Club.
I haven't seen Fight Club. I haven't seen some of his bigger ones.
Well,
I've,
7.
I've seen like Mank and Benjamin Button
Oh.
and what I can't,
Boo. Yeah. Boo.
I can't remember.
Have you seen 7 or no?
I haven't seen 7.
Oh my gosh.
Start in the basement of Fincher films. You can work
I
your way up.
I started with Mank, and then I watched Social Network, and then I don't even remember what else I've seen from him. But Zodiac is good. At least Zodiac is good. At least it like floors. We talked about the scene in the basement, referencing the basement that we were just talking about, but that was insane.
Are you sure there's nobody else in the house? Would you like to go upstairs and check?
My number 7 is Longlegs.
Nice.
And if nobody liked that movie, did not understand it, will stand by that. And like I just loved the use of the orbs in the head because in like witchcraft, orbs mean like giving messages or sharing messages to like other people. So as in like him putting the dolls in the house or giving the dolls in the house, the message came through to the parents. They started killing everybody.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool because they didn't use like kind of the off-brand symbols. They used like actual
They
stuff.
used like actual
Yeah, it was
stuff, and
creepy.
it was like shown really well. Like showed Satanism very well.
like it's true form.
yeah,
yeah.
very
haven't-
true form.
Mommy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't seen it, but what I know about it is that it's directed by like that socially awkward guy in Legally
Osgood
Blonde,
Perkins.
which I had
Whose
I don't-
father is the killer in Psycho.
really.
Yes. That's his dad.
Yes, it
That
is.
is the main character in Psycho.
Anthony Perkins. That is facts.
I'm capturing
Really?
all of his mind blowing.
Like father, like son.
Mommy, daddy. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, anyways.
You go.
That was my turn. Speaking of, my number 7 is Psycho, which is kind of crazy. You just referenced that. Yes, Anthony Perkins, Osgood Perkins' father, as Norman Bates at the Bates Motel. Don't go there. It will not be a good time if you go there. Just trust me. Don't go there. But this movie, Alfred Hitchcock. There was this at Sidewalk Film Festival. There was this documentary called, I think it was just called Hitchcock. We didn't get to go see it, but one of our friends we met there said it was really good. Hitchcock is amazing. He has, I don't think, I have not, well, what's a bad movie? Birds is a bad movie by him. But Psycho is one of the great movies that have ever came out of all time.
It's the type of movie that makes you feel guilty that you didn't watch it in theater.
Yeah,
That would be-
I wish I could have been born in the 60s to watch it in
So
theater.
cool to just see that on a big screen and
It needs to be re-released. That'd be awesome.
Do you go out with friends?
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
My number 7 is Shutter Island. I don't know. At the end, you watch Leonardo DiCaprio. You watch him slowly go insane and figure out where he's actually at and what he actually is. And it kind of gives the same vibe as the movie Gothica, kind of in a way. I love the whole. It's very original. I love the. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. His movies are really long, but I love Leonardo.
Killers of the Flower Moon, 3.5 hours.
This is Scorsese.
That is Scorsese,
issue,
yes.
Not a DiCaprio.
I know it's not a DiCaprio issue, but that's just.
Scorsese issue.
I know.
the match scene where he flicks the match to try to see that scene in particular, like
Don't you get it? Everything you were up to, your whole plan. This is a game. All of this is for you.
that's him showing that he's got it. That was 2010, I believe. Yes.
Shutter. Yeah.
Yeah,
think so.
it was. My number 7 is The Silence of the Lambs. Really love the cinematography here. Like, it makes you, quite literally puts you in her shoes and makes you feel like as on edge as she does, the main character of Clarice. I don't know why, I really like the part where he's talking about eating the refried beans. I believe in the specific like slurping sound he makes, like tickles something in my brain. I was like,
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Bruh.
And Sir Anthony Hopkins at his best.
My number 6 is The Blair Witch Project, but the
Mid.
original.
Mid.
Any of
I don't like that movie. I think that movie sucks. Actually, I think that's one of the. I know it's portrayed as one of the best like found footage films.
This is my list.
Your list is wrong.
I think it was a really good start to like all the found footage films. It was filmed like right where my mom lived, like right around there. It was so cool. I got to see like all the parts that they started off in the film. But like to me it was really cool, scary. But all the new ones like suck because it's like they used fancy cameras to try and make something that's like coming from your phone or like a camcorder. So, but it was actually like filmed with a camcorder.
Yeah.
Like they didn't use like, effects. So, not mid.
It's mid.
No, I don't have the map. We gave it back to you after map check yesterday. You've always had the map.
I know, and I've always had the map in the same place, and if it's not there, one of you had to have taken it.
The point was, it was kind of supposed to not suck, but it was kind of supposed to look bad.
Yeah,
It was
that's
it's a found
the
footage.
point of found
And then it kind of
footage.
set off all the other movies that came out after.
I just didn't really get scared by it when that was the whole point of it.
Yeah, but yeah.
Anyways, my number 6 is Black Swan with my girl Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis, I guess. But Natalie Portman and also Winona Ryder. Thinking of Blair Witch Project, I think of The Crucible, which also has Winona Ryder in it. So pretty cool. But it's a ballet movie. It's very psychological thriller ballet movie. And it's just Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman pretty much going at it for the lead ballerina spot. And it's very good. And I haven't seen it in a while, but I need to rewatch it.
Who directed that?
It was
Darren Aronofsky.
Yes, I was going to say, that's Aronofsky, isn't it?
It is Aronofsky.
Also, another 2010.
It is another 2010 indeed.
My number 6 is also Black Swan.
Nice.
Yeah, Winona Ryder. I love her, and I don't even know if I would call it so much like a horror movie. You know, it's like a horror movie. I can't really explain it so much without spoiling it.
Right.
So, but yeah, two ballerinas, they go head to head, and one is the Black Swan, and the other one is the White Swan. And you kind of see Nina, one of the main characters, you kind of see her get frustrated, and it like takes her to her breaking point.
Just not sure you're feeling up to it. Stop. Please stop. How about I dance the Black Swan for you?
My number 6 is M, which first time I saw it was the same day I watched The Godfather for the first time. So my brain was pretty much mushed.
You said it was M?
Yeah.
Who directs that?
Yeah, Fritz Lang. Did I interrupt you? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, I showed it in class last year.
But M.
Huh.
That I think it's one of the best.
I like it.
I think
they hated it because it's
It's old. Oh, it's old German movie.
It's
Okay.
a German movie and it's subtitled, so they're
Yeah.
very mad.
I think it's one of the best movies of all time, personally, because of how it plays with your perception. And I think my dad was talking to me about it and how it's like it's more about like the reaction to the murder rather than the murder itself. And I feel like it's still relevant and not just how kind of revolutionary it was with its filmmaking, but also with its messaging and how it portrays the citizens of the movie.
My number 5 is Seven. My dad showed me this movie, and it was like the best way to show like the 7 deadly sins all together. Like I don't know, that movie was just like switched something in my brain.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Seems that envy is my sin.
What's in the box?
Literally.
My dad shows me everything.
I wish I had a dad that showed me movies. I had to show
He has it
myself
on
movies.
DVD. I mean,
yeah.
So
I have a Griffin Hood to show me movies.
Let's go.
anyways, that movie's cool.
That is a good movie. So my number 5, we have Requiem for a Dream, which is another Aronofsky movie. This movie is, oh my god, it's about like addiction, and it's these 4 people. It's one of the only Jared Leto movies that I can enjoy without wanting to punch my TV screen. But this movie is depressing, and it hurts your brain psychologically. But it's not my only movie with Jared Leto on this list, weirdly enough.
Hashtag Morbius.
Yeah, Morbius is my number 1 movie that's a psychological thriller.
All right, Ollie.
All right, my number 5 is The House That Jack Built. Jack's like a serial killer that has OCD, and I think it's he's an architect too. So he's good at math. He's really, he has OCD. He wants things to be a perfect way, his way, and like if his plan doesn't go how it's supposed to go, he loses it. And I think it's really cool to see in the perspective, not somebody else's perspective of the killer, killing them. I think it's in the mind of a killer, showing how he has this disorder, and he slowly builds this house as he kills more victims, and he finds an art in doing it.
Nice. That sounds kind of fire, actually.
It is.
My number 5 is from my favorite filmmakers of all time, No Country for Old Men by the Coen brothers.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen enough of their movies from before this one, and this is kind of the one where they went like all cinematic with it. Like the cinematography, and I love how they edit things because no scene ever goes on for longer than it needs to. It just cuts when it needs to, and it's always terrifying. And the first time you see Javier Bardem's face in this, he's like getting like some sick enjoyment out of strangling a guy to death. And
It's
I think
amazing.
that's really,
It's great.
it's amazing. And I don't think it's their best, but it's
What do you think is their best?
probably Inside Llewyn Davis. But that's just that. Maybe that's just because that's my favorite. But No Country for Old Men is like them being the most dramatic, I guess.
For sure.
It's awesome.
My number 4 is a new movie, The Substance. That movie, just the body horror, the like showing of like, when women get older, they get, more not as socially acceptably like pretty, I guess. It was so cool. And the way they like fight about like, it's just.
It was the weirdest movie like this year in the best way possible.
Yeah.
It was one of the weirdest movies I've seen in my whole life.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it a lot. Like it's in my top 3 of the year.
And, like,
No, the ending.
yeah.
Not the ending, but the whole last like 20 minutes of that movie made me want to throw up.
Yeah.
Shout out real quick to Dennis Quaid playing Ronald Reagan,
And then that-
picture-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
The same. It came out the same month. Yeah.
I'm not-
It's crazy. It's crazy though how the grossest scene in The Substance is just Dennis Quaid eating like shrimps.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
he
agree
just
with that,
it's like
yeah.
close up. He's just eating. It's so gross.
And I have to give people what they want. That's what keeps the shareholders happy.
I only know Dennis Quaid from like Strange World.
Strange World, like the Disney movie.
Disney
He was in that.
He played the dad.
I hated that movie.
It was
bro.
like
He looked like a dad.
Well, my number 4 is also The Substance. Weirdly enough, I love this movie, and it's one of my favorite movies that has came out in the past few years. Like it's like top 10 from the past decade in my opinion. Like it's amazing, and it kind of feels like you're watching a Yorgos movie. Like just the way that it's shot feels very Yorgos Lanthimos, and I love it. It felt like Poor Things.
very freaky.
Very freaky, yes, indeed. Weird, like, super wide shots. Like there's shots of her like running through hallways. And it's just like super wide. Like it kind of feels more round than it does, just because it's like a fishbowl kind of. It's great.
My number 4 is Possum. I refused to watch this movie till today, and I put it on here because the point was to scare me, and that's what it did. So, and I've rewatched every movie on this list, and I won't rewatch Possum. That movie, I can't do it.
That's how I feel about The Substance. I will not be rewatching that
I
anytime
love
soon.
it, but I can't do it. I can't force myself to do it. It's about this guy. He was an old puppet maker, and he makes this disgusting, like, it's like in the shape of a person's head, and it's got huge spider legs that come out of it. He made this disgusting thing and doesn't know what to do with it, and he's got this emotional attachment to it. Nothing even happens in the movie. Just nothing happens, but you watch like his crazy emotional attachment and his like he gets rid of it and he has like separation anxiety to it. I cannot, no. I won't force myself to watch it, but it was amazing and I love it. Yeah.
Did it look like the baby spider head from Toy Story?
No.
That's what I'm picturing.
It looks like it was like a person's head and like the one that girls like carrying around. Yeah, it looked like that. And it had like huge, like 8 feet spider legs. It was disgusting. Horrible.
Luke, your face.
That sounds wonderful. I'm not being sarcastic. That sounds interesting. Number 4 on my list is The Lighthouse, which, much like May December, is a movie that's kind of about examining the human condition by making the main characters as little human as possible. Because like by the end, they're pretty much like animals. Like they're
because they're trapped in there.
They're trapped in this house and they're arguing over lobster and they're like stabbing each other and they're guys being dudes type of thing.
Guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes and
You're fond of me lobster. Say it.
Say it. Say it!
I don't have to say nothing.
Danny!
Getting sweaty and drunk and gross, and that's all I have to say about
Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe, Robert Pattinson.
Ticklefinger is on Letterboxd now, and the review I gave for it was just his monologue, the Willem Dafoe monologue.
Oh, from
Hark. We're talking about the
bro. Yes,
the sea curse.
My number 3 is Silence of the Lambs. This movie, Hannibal Lecter, he's just so like, again with the beans thing. It's so fun. Like, I don't know. To me, I found it kind of funny.
He's such a goober.
Yeah,
he is a goober.
He's silly. Yeah,
he's just a silly guy.
In every single film made about him.
He wants to spend time with his grandkids. Sorry.
But yeah, that movie, just a classic, pretty much, to all psychological horror. Amazing movie. Shot really well. But
for my number 3, I have the whole X trilogy because I couldn't pick just one. But you know, we got X, and we got Pearl, and we have Maxine. My favorite, I think my ranking of these movies, and it might be a very controversial pick, but I have Pearl and then Maxine and then X at the bottom. It didn't, I don't, like, I love it to death. Don't get me wrong. They're all 5 out of 5s for me. But X just doesn't hit as hard. But I love the vibe of Maxine, the 80s, and it's shot like it's from the 80s. And Mia Goth is amazing. And Pearl, oh my God, Pearl, I'm a star. I'm a star.
No, I'm a star! Please, I'm a
I'm sorry, it's too much.
She just have the whole thing and then, you know, killing a bunch of people. It's great. I love it. Oh, the credits, yeah.
Oh,
and my new short film that I'm making, we do the same thing at the end. It's just me like this, and then it goes to the credits. It's amazing. It's fantastic.
Maxine
yeah, creepy.
is so retro.
It is retro. That's why I loved it so much. Hey, look, Maxine poster right there. Kevin Bacon.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how it was. Okay.
Yeah, Maxine poster.
I thought that was like actually something that like
A24.
Yeah, A24. A24 thing.
Okay, my number 3 is The Cell. So there is a malfunction in all devices and radios and phones and anything that's wired. There's a malfunction in it, and it causes this really high pitched like screech noise, and everyone can, you know, it's universal, it's international, it's affecting everyone, and it clicks something in like everyone's like head, and it makes them like lose their sanity. Everyone starts acting like zombies, and at one particular time, they all just kind of stop, like the whole world just kind of stops and freezes, and then it goes back. Who's in this? John Cusack's in this, and then somebody else. I can't remember who it is, but 2 good actors are in it, and I love the into it. It's
facts.
My number 3 is Caché. I believe this is an Argentinian movie that I watched for my 2005 list.
You're so niche. I love it. You're so niche.
I'm so quirky. I'm not like the other girls. It's a movie that's about this author and his family who keep getting sent these packages in the mail like every day. And in each package, it contains a videotape of their house that goes on for hours on end.
Oh, God.
And pictures that are like, they look like they've been drawn by a child, but they're like bloody stick figures, like puking up blood. And I don't want to say anything about the plot, but it's a front. That is the plot, but I don't want to say anything about the story. But it's like a front to back masterpiece of like cachet. I guess that's just what it is in the language. CACHE. Cachet. And it at multiple times had me like going, well, I guess I have to trust them because like the writing and the performances are so good. And I watched it on my phone, and at one point I was like walking with my phone watching it, and I just stopped, just jaw on the floor, had to make sure that I wasn't like on drugs or something. Like it was.
Were you able to pick your jaw up after?
I was able to pick it up, and
that's cool.
I was. If I'm working on 2005.
My number 2 is Midsummer. I watched this movie during summer, and just how, like, I don't know, the cult of it, and, like, it's so disgusting at, like, the end,
Yeah.
where, like, they're all, like, mocking.
They're in the bear suit too.
Oh, yeah, the bear suit. Like,
The bear
but,
suit.
oh, it was just so.
It was really disturbing.
Yeah.
But it was good, though.
Like, the barn thing where they're all just like, like
We talk about
or
how,
she's crying. Like,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
screaming and crying, too.
I think we should talk about how amazing Florence Pugh is in everything. In general, like she's
Yeah.
amazing in everything, but this movie especially, she's so great. She's amazing.
She did this and Little Women back to back in the same
which is
year.
crazy.
Which is
It's crazy
insane.
because those movies are very different.
Both very good.
Both very amazing movies. My number 2 is the second movie with Jared Leto in it, and that is American Psycho, which could go in pretty much any horror genre except for supernatural, I guess. But it was very close to making my slasher list, but I think it's more psychological than it is a slasher. So I put it on this list. We got Christian Bale, younger Willem Dafoe. It's kind of weird how young he is in this. Jared Leto, Reese Witherspoon. This movie follows Patrick Bateman, Christian Bale. And he's like in what is he, like a banker of some sort, or he's an investment banker, I think, something like that. And he kind of lives 2 lives. I mean, he's kind of because Jared. He kills. Oh, so I'm gonna spoil it. He kills Jared Leto's character like right away. Like, anyways, this movie, it's such a good watch. What he's like, hey Paul, and then just
Oh, yeah. And then,
Like he's like reciting a
Yeah.
review he saw. Of
yeah,
the song they're
yeah,
listening to.
it was a song, yeah.
Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh yes,
Hit
yes.
to be square.
Yeah, hit to be square. Little do you know. He's like doing his little dance.
Yeah, yeah. This movie it's really funny. I almost put it on my horror comedy list, but I did not. But yeah, it's an amazing movie.
In '87, Huey released this. 4, their most accomplished album. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square.
My number 2 is Suspiria, 2018. It's a movie about a dancer. She goes into a corporation that's said to be like run by witches, and the dance that she's choreographed in, it's like a witchcraft symbolization. I love watching like how her like everything moves, how she's dancing, and all the like close-ups, and it's so creepy, and I don't know.
Number 2, my runner-up, very close, is Parasite
Ooh.
from 2019. Another front-to-back masterpiece, in my opinion. I could go on for hours about this movie because it is so incredible, obviously. But
Best Picture winner.
Best Picture winner, yeah, which is very, very happy about that. But one of my favorite things about it is the sound mixing in particular. Like the way that the sound is mixed, I guess, is like it makes it feel like they stopped playing the music even if there was no music to begin with. And it makes every like impact, in particular in the someone falls downstairs and they hit their head, and it like you kind of feel it in your jaw. I don't know how to explain it.
You feel like you were the one.
I feel like I
stairs.
bumped my head, but thank you, Bong Joon-ho.
the first time I watched that movie, I was on a plane. Because it's like,
Oh, God.
it was like, and I watched that and Paprika, like on the plane, because they're both next to each other. I was like, I was so bored. And then I was like, whoa. So I had to watch it when I got back.
Was there like a child behind you watching it with?
Oh, gosh.
That would be amazing if there was. That's a good movie to start them out with.
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying.
My number 1 is Stop Motion. It's 2023, but it's about this like girl, and I forget, she's in some other country, but her grandma, she's trying to continue her grandma's stop motion project,
Oh.
but her grandma like falls and she slowly starts dying through the film. She slowly starts going insane making this project, and she meets this girl. This girl helps her. She's like giving her this story to her own stop motion project, and then like it's the ending's the best part, but she just first puppet she makes is out of meat, and then the next puppet she makes is out of
Is that the
yeah.
That was
it's
gross.
so creepy, and they start moving around because she gets on this drug, but then it slowly starts being real.
What the heck?
And then like, you know, her grandma was on the same thing, so she would go insane. Like if like don't move it, like because in stop motion,
Right,
you
you
can't move it
right.
that much. But making meat puppets,
That looks gross.
but she'll make it out of the roadkill next, and then her, you know. But you know, disgusting
God,
movie.
that scared me when I looked it up, bro. Anyways,
It's so awful.
my number one is maybe the best from this director, and we have The Shining. Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall, rest in peace. Based off of Stephen King's novel, which I have yet to read. I think I probably should read it. But you know, it's set in this hotel, and lots of crazy things happen. The scariest one being the old lady, and then we have the blood elevator with the twins, and everything is just so scary. But yes, it's amazing movie.
Whatever the explanation is.
Number one is Split.
Ooh, M. Night.
I didn't know if I would call this like a horror action, but it was insane. So Kevin has 27 personalities.
Hey, pardon me, sir. I think you have the wrong car.
So he kidnaps these girls, and they have to find a way out and figure out who Kevin is, because they don't know who he is. He's got all these personalities. Doesn't really show his true form. And I love the whole franchise of Glass and Unbreakable, and I can't remember because I watched all these movies when I was little, but the ending in Glass too, it broke me, dude. But I love Split.
Split is the second M. Night movie that I like.
I totally agree with that. And I do like Unbreakable and Glass. But they're just not the same.
But no, Split,
Not at all.
yeah, Split's better.
Split and Sixth Sense are the only two that I'm like, nice. Those are freaking awesome.
I still haven't seen an M. Night movie yet.
What?
I need
None?
to. I haven't.
Not
no,
one?
No, I'm too busy working my 2005 list, and he didn't.
You'll work your way up.
I'll get quirkier one day.
Maybe.
My number one is Alfred Hitchcock movie Rope from the 40s. His first movie in color. It just is one of my top like 5 favorite movies of all time. Just
is it on your Letterboxd top 4 right now?
It is on my Letterboxd top 4. It's number 4, and it's it influences pretty much anything I do when it comes to movies. Like how it's kind of the movie that popularized the one take, but also when it does cut, like right in front of your face without hiding it, as if there's like a new ingredient in the mix, and how it's able to just be strictly dialogue, but so entertaining. Like it's such an influential, but also incredibly like entertaining and well-made movie, and it's probably my favorite Hitchcock movie that I've seen.
I was not very entertained while
You weren't
watching this movie. We watched it, sophomore year in class. It was all right. It wasn't my favorite. It was all right.
Just a bunch of
just
old
turning the
people
camera away
talking.
from me. You don't want me to be on camera since I'm talking crap about your movie. I know. I was joking.
And
I hope you went crazy for these psychological thrillers. Next week we'll be doing our top 10 slashers.